Imagine waking up to the news that your country's government has collapsed. Not once, not twice, but 3 times in a single year. It sounds like the plot of a political satire or maybe a dark comedy series on late-night TV. But this is the reality facing France in 2025. The heart of Europe, a nation known for its revolutionary spirit and proud democratic traditions, is now grappling with a level of political instability that would make even the most seasoned politicians break out in a cold sweat. That's not a sitcom, it's France, 2025. Let's break it down. The world is watching as the French political system, once a model of stability, now seems to be teetering on the edge of chaos. Every morning, Parisians grab their croissants and coffee, only to be greeted by yet another headline about government collapse, resignations, and political infighting. The uncertainty is palpable, and the stakes couldn't be higher. France just lost its 3rd government in 12 months. That's right, 3 different prime ministers, 3 different cabinets, and 3 failed attempts to keep the country running smoothly. Each time, the government has fallen apart under the weight of political gridlock, public anger, and economic challenges that seem to have no easy solution. Prime Minister Bayrou is out, and President Macron has to find, wait for it, his 3rd prime minister in a year. The revolving door at the top of French politics is spinning so fast, it's hard to keep track of who's in charge from one week to the next. Macron, once hailed as the fresh face of European leadership, now finds himself in a position no leader envies, searching for someone willing and able to take on the thankless job of running a deeply divided country. What caused this mess? How did France, a country with centuries of political experience, end up in such a precarious situation? The answer, as always, is complicated. But at the heart of the crisis is a single explosive issue: money. Well, Bayrou tried to cut public spending by 44 billion euros. That's a staggering sum, and it touched every corner of French society, from healthcare and education to pensions and public transport. The government argued that these cuts were necessary to bring France's budget in line with the European Union rules, but for millions of ordinary citizens, it felt like an attack on their way of life. That went over about as well as a baguette tax. Nobody wanted it. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Unions called for strikes, students marched in the streets, and even small business owners, usually a quiet bunch, joined the chorus of discontent. The French are famous for their willingness to protest, but this time, the anger cut across all social and political lines. Even the far left and far right joined forces to kick him out. In a rare display of unity, political rivals who normally wouldn't be caught dead in the same room found common cause in their opposition to Bayrou's austerity measures. The result? A no-confidence vote that brought down the government and left Macron scrambling for options. The mood in Parliament is tense, to say the least. Lawmakers glare across the aisle, alliances shift by the hour, and the sense of crisis is impossible to ignore. The French public, meanwhile, is growing weary of the endless drama. Trust in politicians is at an all-time low, and many wonder if anyone can break the cycle of dysfunction. Now, Macron's options are grim. He's facing a political minefield, with no clear path forward, and every decision carrying enormous risks. He can try to form a new coalition, but Parliament's so divided it makes Thanksgiving dinner look harmonious. The traditional parties are fractured, new populist movements are on the rise, and every potential partner comes with strings attached. Building a stable majority seems almost impossible, and every failed negotiation only deepens the sense of crisis. Or, call new elections. A risky move when the public is more fed up than a Parisian stuck in traffic. Voters are angry, disillusioned, and ready to punish anyone they see as responsible for the mess. Polls suggest that extremist parties could make big gains, further complicating the task of forming a government. For Macron, the prospect of another election is a gamble with incredibly high stakes. Or rule by decree. This option would allow Macron to bypass Parliament and push through urgent measures on his own authority. But in a country with a long history of resistance to authoritarianism, ruling by decree is a dangerous game. It risks sparking even more outrage and could undermine the very foundations of French democracy. Spoiler, that's basically asking for protests, and the French never miss an opportunity for a good protest. The streets of Paris have already seen massive demonstrations, and any move perceived as undemocratic could bring even more people out in force. The government's legitimacy is on the line, and the world is watching to see how Macron will respond. The French have a long tradition of making their voices heard, from the storming of the Bastille to the Yellow Vest movement. Today, that spirit of resistance is alive and well, and any attempt to silence dissent is likely to backfire spectacularly. Meanwhile, social media is roasting the chaos with memes. Every twist and turn in the crisis is instantly dissected, parodied, and shared across the internet. From clever cartoons to viral videos, the French public is finding humor in the madness, even as they worry about the future. The hashtag @MacronDéjavU is trending, with users joking that France is stuck in a political time loop. Some compare the situation to a never-ending soap opera, while others wonder if the country will ever find a way out of the crisis. The memes may be funny, but the underlying anxiety is real. Macron déjà vu is trending, because honestly, how many times can you reboot the same government? The sense of déjà vu is everywhere, and many are asking whether France's political system is fundamentally broken. Can the country find a way to restore stability, or is this the new normal? France's political drama isn't just a local problem. The world's media is paying close attention, and European leaders are watching nervously as events unfold. The uncertainty in Paris is sending shockwaves across the continent, raising questions about the future of the European Union itself. Investors are jittery, businesses are holding back on new projects, and ordinary Europeans are wondering what the crisis in France means for their own countries. The stakes are enormous, and the outcome will have repercussions far beyond France's borders. As Europe's second largest economy, what happens in Paris could shake up the entire EU. If France can't find a way out of its political deadlock, the consequences could be felt in Brussels, Berlin, and beyond. The future of European integration, economic stability, and even the euro itself could be at risk. So, can Macron pull off a political miracle? Or is France in for more chaos? The coming weeks will be critical as the president weighs his options and tries to chart a path forward. Will he find a way to unite the country, or will the divisions deepen even further? One thing is certain, the world will be watching, and the decisions made in Paris will shape the future of Europe for years to come. The stakes have never been higher, and the outcome is anything but certain. Let me know what you think below. Is there a way out of this crisis, or is France doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again? I want to hear your thoughts, your predictions, and your ideas for how France can move forward. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. This saga is just getting started. With every new twist and turn, we'll be here to break it down, analyze the latest developments, and bring you the stories that matter most. Stay tuned, because the future of France, and maybe even Europe, hangs in the balance.